So I want to talk about the second decan of Scorpio, which happens to be ruled by the sun. And the decans, if you're not familiar with them, the astrologer Austin Coppock has a book on them and is rather amazing in breaking them down. And I discovered them long ago, and Austin really just helped me recognize the depth of what they mean. So today, the reason that I'm doing Scorpio Decan Two today is because the sun just moved into 10 degrees of Scorpio. So the decans are broken down for each of the signs. Every 10 degrees of the sign is the first, second, or third decan. And they're each ruled by they each have various rulers. So Scorpio Decan One was ruled by Mars, which was extra strong for Mars there, being that Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So it was as if he was home in his own decan. So now we're moving into the second decan, which is ruled by the sun. And the third, I believe, is ruled by Venus. Need to double check my notes, but that feels right. So, Scorpio Decan Two. I'm actually kind of excited about this, you all, because I'm actually doing this on the first day of the decan. Now, ideally, I'd be doing it at the moment that the sun moved into 10 degrees of Scorpio. I'm not there yet. However, I'm working on it. I love just how the decans come together to add an additional layer to the story of astrology, whether it's our daily astrology in our chart. And I also really have a deep appreciation for the decans as they were part of I'm trying to find my words. They are part of ancient Egyptian tombs had decans because it's based off of fixed stars. And I just love the ancient quality of the decans and how they are incorporated into the astrology. So something that most people don't realize, I'm just going to reach for my cards, is that in tarot, each of the pick cards are essentially part of the decan system. So for an example, the all month long, while we have Scorpio, we will have the death card in tarot is the card for Scorpio. So if you didn't know that, now you do. However, it's the representation in tarot. And so the decan of the second decan is ruled by the sun. So here is the sun card in tarot. And when we have the sun and Scorpio coming together, it's essentially the Six of Cups, which is often considered the pleasure card. So there's that. So essentially the Six of Cups is the sun and Scorpio in tarot. So it's kind of like bringing those two cards together in that one representation. So I really love that because as I'm going through all of the tarot, I'm able to bring in the decans as well. So it's just, like I said, a very ancient old principle that just makes me feel good anytime that I get to be curious and go into learning more about it. So earlier, and what brought this on right now is earlier I was like, it feels like the sun's about in 10 degrees. It's been a couple of days since I've looked at the degree of the sun. And when I saw that it was tonight or today that the sun was in 10 degrees, I was like, ooh. So it immediately took me down a path, which I love to be able to explore every 10 days, ideally. Sometimes, often, life gets in the way, and I may be a day or two or three late in the whole process of my own exploration into that decan, as the sun continues to move, around all of the decans over the course of a year. And what I love about it is it's just this whole exploration process for me. So, for an example, I just talked about the tarot. So, I like to be able to go deeper into the meaning of the tarot for each decan. One of my other things that I absolutely love is being able to bring in plants, essential oils, if you will, into each of the decans. And I love to be able to bring it, especially into astrology, and then being able to bring the astrology of the day, or the decan, that 10-day period, using essential oils for that period of time. And what I find is that it really helps balance out the positive qualities of the decan. And it just kind of adds a layer of strength, if you will. It just kind of ties in the resonance, the frequency of that decan through our daily life. And so that reminds me, so this decan, the second decan of Scorpio, this is actually the midpoint between solstice and equinox. And so this 10-day period is that halfway period between solstice and equinox. So I think that that's rather interesting. And it's also the most fixed of the fixed, if you will, in that position as well. So if you know anyone who has a Scorpio sun between 10 and 19 degrees of Scorpio, they might be a little extra fixed and hard to change their mind once it's made up, which it's Scorpio, they make up their mind rather quick. They're pretty decisive and controlling and fixed, especially in this decan. So, side point, it was just a little side point. However, let me go back to essential oils. So, one of my favorite oils for Mars, and Mars rules Mars rules Scorpio, which is why I'm using that. So one of my favorite oils for Mars is ginger. So ginger, right here, I love ginger. It's such a heating oil, and it's just really great for empowerment and action towards our purpose, right? So it's really, really good that way. So I love to use it all year round, especially in this decan, or even just simply the month of Scorpio. There are some other oils that Scorpio Mars that are Mars oils. However, for this period of time, this is what's resonating most with me. A side note, I always use essential therapeutic grade essential oils that are highly tested and for purity. So there's just I won't go down that portal right now. However, it's super important. It's kind of ridiculous and an obscenely and wrong way how much is just put into the things that you can get on the shelves that are called essential oils. But they're just really filled with lots of other things. So anyway, this is why I use these ones. And super potent, super powerful, and I love essential oils because of what they can bring, the emotional qualities that they bring. So that is ginger. I love ginger for Mars. It's one of my favorites. And when we think about the sun, so the sun, it's the thing that brings us light and power and vitality and all of those things, right? So one of my favorite oils for the sun is frankincense. It just also connects us to our higher purpose, truth, divinity, spirit, keeps us very clear and focused on being able to stay true to ourselves and our integrity. And then backed by some Mars ginger, it just adds some extra empowerment behind that. Now, one of the other thing about ginger is it really helps with the spleen energy. So right now, one of the reasons I love ginger for myself is my spleen is something that I'm working on building strength with. And so I really like ginger as it helps promote strong spleen energy. And yeah, so then also with this, one of my oils that I'm adding for myself, and if it resonates, you can add it too, is lemon, which really helps us focus very clearly and intentionally, just gives us a lot of focus and drive, vitality and energy. So lemon is also another oil for the sun. Sometimes I like to switch them up based on my purpose. And right now I'm really enjoying the lemon the lemon ginger combination, and for this decan, being able to specifically use um, frankincense, frankincense and ginger. This will add, lemon will add an energetic boost. All right, so there you go. There's some information on Scorpio Decan 2 and the sun ruled decan. And also Mars, the planet Mars is in this decan currently as well. And he has some added strength there. And so if you're doing any type of action that requires some extra gusto, some extra focus, strength, determination, tenacity, fixed purpose, laser sharp, you know, this is a great decan for that Mars energy. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like more of how plants and planets come together, as well as tarot, and astrology, of course, make sure that you like and subscribe. I get excited about learning more about this work, and your likes will help drive me to stay motivated and be able to do more videos like this. So thank you, and I will catch you on Scorpio Decan 3. See ya.